Hello everybody, as the title of the video suggests, I had a bit of a moment and I'm just gonna run through my ER experience. Unfortunately, I can't remember where I put the foot pieces for my tripod, so I'm holding this in my arm, which is kind of hurting at the moment. So Wednesday I was cycling to work with my second bike, as my primary bicycle has a flat tire. I came into work as normal as a road around BC Children's Hospital where I work, and I remember coming towards a speed bump, wanted to pull up a bit so I don't take the full impact on my wrist, as I usually do. And the next thing I remember, I was on the ground with paramedics next to me, an ambulance, and a fire truck. So I just assumed I was knocked out. The good thing about that fall, I was quite literally hit in the face by inspiration, if you can call the road inspiration, but I was inspired for another video. Here we go. I saw my bike lying like 5 meters from me without a wheel. I do recall seeing that the quick release on my front wheel was slightly open, maybe quarter of a way. But typically, even when it's fully open, you still need to unscrew it a bit before you can actually take the wheel off. I guess this one wasn't on as tight as I thought. And when I pulled up, my guess is the wheel came off. The wheels quite literally came off. And yeah, I guess I went face first into the road at about 20 kilometers an hour, which isn't highly recommended for good health. And I don't really recall anything from seeing or approaching the bump until about 20 minutes, I guess, afterwards. I actually stopped my Strava or my watch. Probably, yeah, I stopped my watch when I was sitting inside the ambulance, and then it was probably around about 7:25. I think I fell about 5:27. I remember receiving a call from my supervisor at some stage, also from my wife, because my kid was being a bit difficult the morning before school. And I'm just like, I'm not sure what happened, but I'm probably not making work today, and I can't help with the kid. Anyway, that's my memory of that. The trip to the hospital was I only remember bits and pieces, I guess. They were asking me some questions in the ambulance, but that time does feel a bit foggy in my head. The trip to the ER, I remember bits and pieces. To be honest, I can't remember if they wheeled me out of the ambulance or if I walked out of the ambulance into the ER. I think I walked. I was taken to a room pretty much immediately where a nurse tended to all my open gapes. I've like lost some skin and meat on the road, both my hands, obviously my face took a bit of a knock, and also my chest and my knees and my legs, but everything in the front. So yeah, I'm guessing wheel came off, the fork sort of hit the ground. Obviously I wasn't expecting coming off a bike, so that's probably why I don't remember any of it. And I luckily broke my fall with my face, it seems. I was wearing a helmet as well as some safety glasses. That's probably why the scratches end over here and then go further up. If you look at my helmet, roundabout where my temple would be, it's pretty scraped and banged up. So I'm guessing it would have been much worse if I wasn't wearing that. Maybe I would have been asleep a bit longer. Yeah, back to the ER. Yeah, the nurse checked me out, cleaned my wounds, asked me when last I had a tetanus shot. Trick question at that stage of my life, but they quickly gave me a tetanus shot. Later, a student doctor came. I'm not sure how much later, probably like half an hour. I had a student doctor there that was assessing me, going through everything, not suspecting any broken bones, just a concussion, obviously. He did say the emergency physician or the ER physician will come see me once they got a moment. And then later the ER physician came along with the student. She explained what she's checking, and she took me from from my toes to my head, basically. Obviously, she said if I wasn't awake and aware at that stage, she would have started from the other side, but started from one side, worked through me, didn't expect anything is broken, a bit concerned because of the bruising on my chest. So she said, just for safety, they'll do a chest x-ray, just make sure everything's good there. And also a CT scan of my head, just to make sure there's no swelling below the surface that you can't see from the outside, which can, of course, in the long run cause major problems. Yeah, so then I was waiting again, and somebody collected me a little bit later, and I was offered a wheelchair, but I decided I'll take a walk. It's also the best way to find out where else you are hurting. So shuffled on. The ER sort of has its own radiology department there, which is quite handy, I thought. Yeah, I think I did the CT first. They laid me down on the bed, got my head scanned, it was fairly quick, and then off to the x-ray, got a chest x-ray, and then back to my little waiting room. Oh yes, where I was told I can get dressed back into my normal clothes. I kind of can't even remember getting into the gown, to be honest. Yeah, anyway, got back into my normal clothes, and then I had to wait outside on the chair there just for some results. Eventually the doctor came around. She said there's nothing that they can see is broken, and it doesn't look like there's any swelling or things to be concerned about on the head CT. So she was happy to discharge me. All of this was at VGH Hospital, which is sort of down the road of Children's Hospital. I'm guessing it's probably 3 kilometers from there. My wife did offer to come collect me from the hospital, but she's never been there. I don't even know where the heck I am at the hospital. So I, opt for an Uber ride home, which I had to walk to. And unfortunately, the sun was out that day, and I guess anybody that's had a concussion would know bright light and concussions aren't friends. So yeah, I had to walk a block because my GPS was kind of confused when I booked my Uber while I was still under cover of the hospital. Found it. The guy was quite nice because I obviously looked pretty banged up walking with my bicycle helmet and scraped up face. And but he was quite good about it. Took me home safely, a very gentle ride, I must commend him. Reminds me I must still actually open the app and go tip the man. Yeah, but all went well. I've had some patchy memory where I hit blanks every now and then. Obviously the body was hurting a bit. I've had headaches, obviously taken my Tylenol and some Brufen for that. But otherwise I've been improving. This is Monday today, and all of this happened on Wednesday. So I'm definitely on the mend. I'll probably be back at work this Wednesday. With the work I do at BC Children's, I have to kind of be alert to make accurate decisions. I can't have too many blank moments over there. Anybody wondering, I'm a perfusionist. You can go Google that. Any family members that had bypass surgery or open heart surgery would have had a perfusionist involved, but they probably do not even know about it because they would have been asleep at that stage. Anyhow, if you wanted to see what that's all about, my bicycle, I remember asking the paramedics about that, and they said it's at the entrance or something like that. I kind of recall. My colleagues were kind enough to go look for it. Eventually found it, and it was actually, I recognized the lock on the bike from the photo they sent me. And I realized, oh, that's my own lock. So I'm not sure if I took the lock out and gave it to them, or if they went through my bag and got it. I usually leave it in an open position, just it's easier if you have to quickly lock your bike. Anyhow, it was my bike lock. I would love to see footage of this accident. I've asked the security at the hospital. Hopefully they will have something. It will be pretty cool if I can share that with you. And also just to fill in some gaps in my memory, I have no idea who found me, who called 911. I don't know if I was passed out on the ground until I was aware of things, or if I was aimlessly wandering around there. Looking at my tracker from my watch, it does look like there was 2 moments where I kind of moved, but it could also just have been the GPS that sort of jumped around while I was just lying in one spot, who knows. But it will be very cool to see what exactly happened. Like I say, I've got a good idea what happened, but I would like to fill those 30 minutes of my life that I can't remember. But all in all, I can't say too many good things about the primary care or primary health care in Canada. I've got a lot of frustrations about that, but I must say this ER experience was very good. The help was very fast. Obviously, I had a bail on hospital premises, so you would expect pretty quick first aid, but I didn't feel like it was any lower tier than you would receive at a private hospital in South Africa. Yeah, it was definitely on par, even faster in certain instances. I only time really going to an ER in South Africa was when I broke my wrist playing rugby, and yeah, that was also a bit of a wait before somebody saw me, because on a Saturday morning in your average South African city during the rugby season, the ER is pretty full of rugby players by 12 p.m. with some sort of broken something or other. Anyway, it was a positive experience, and yes, I am on the mend, and my mind is feeling much clearer than it did about 2 days ago still. So yeah, have a good one. Stay safe. Bye bye.